Hello, Space Nerds. It is March 27th, 2018, and I've got a few new things to show you in Space Nerds. But first, I'd like to thank my first patron on Patreon, Billy, who pledged a little money. So that's pretty cool. And if you'd like to support Space Nerds in space development, you can head over to Patreon and become a patron. Now let's get on to the fun stuff. First thing, I added this new rotating model of your spaceship on the network setup screen. I used to have some chintzy little old logo that I had hand drawn, but I think this looks better. Next thing, on the nav screen, I got a few little changes. First of all, I started rendering the planet rings, so now you can see on the nav screen, you can see the rings, how they're oriented. Another thing I did was the lights on the ship. You can now turn them on and off, and if you try to dock at a starbase and you have your lights turned off, the starbase will ask you to turn your lights on. On the engineering screen, I've added an alarm sound whenever a system gets below a critical value. I think this adds some atmosphere, but if it gets too annoying, I added a button to silence the alarm so you don't have to listen to it for too long. On the science screen, when you scan the ship, you can now get some idea of what sort of cargo it's carrying. You can now launch the mining robot towards waypoints and cargo containers, and it can pick up cargo containers and bring them back to the ship. The comm screen now has a mining bot button, so you no longer have to remember the name of the mining bot and hail it by name. There's also a camera on the mining bot, so you can now see what the mining bot is doing from its point of view. Mining bot standing by. Another thing I've been working on is the system for building composite ships from Lua out of blocks. Up to this point I've had rectangular blocks, and now I have also added capsules, which are cylinders with half spheres on the ends, and spheres. So you have these three shapes to play with, and you can build things like doors that open and close and other complicated features. So this should be helpful in building some interesting mission scripts. A while back I added black holes into the game, but there wasn't really any effect that occurred when something got eaten by the black hole. So I fixed that now, and now there's a nice explosion effect when something gets eaten by the black hole. Incoming fire detected. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you want to catch more updates on Space Nerds, and if you'd like to support development, hit the link below on Patreon and become a patron.